Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. As you can see here, several things are on fire. There was a bit of an issue, shall we say, with a dust storm that came through this way, destroying a fair number of our district. However, out of all of this, we were able to produce a spaceport. It is this beauty right here, in 1806, no less. So pretty soon we shall be sending up satellites, and that's going to look rather nice for us. Honestly, that's been the biggest sort of change in the state of the world. I did discover uranium, and I started to accumulate some because, I mean, let's face it, Australians, if for nothing else, they are known for their incredible scientific advances. Alright, let's research a barracks. I did build a military encampment right here. I don't believe it will be necessary, but the AI does sometimes become hyper aggressive when the player civilization starts getting too advanced. So in our case, we're generating quite a lot of science for the time. If we just goodbye Japan. If we take a look, right, the next biggest one, 175, we're generating 300. So we're no longer outpacing the others by the same crazy amounts, but we are still a fair bit ahead. And once we start completing various portions of the scientific victory, the AI is going to want to come after us. And so what we basically need to do is just sort of head them off at the pass here. Now, let's take a look. Launch Earth satellite, 9 turns, by all means. That's going to be really nice for us. It's going to reveal to us the whole map, meaning that we will be able to see all bits of the map that are so far unexplored. So,
there's so much plastic in this culture that vinyl leopard skin is becoming
okay. We have upgraded a spy. Nice. There we go. And we fully upgraded our spy. That's always good news, right? Computers, flood barrier. We are going to need that because we are putting out a whole lot of CO2 into the atmosphere. And so if we want to keep some of our construction safe from being flooded and reclaimed by the ocean, we are going to want some flood barriers coming up around us in a little bit. But so far, that has been the most pressing issue, is repairing all of this and launching the Earth satellite, which will be done in 7 turns. So things have been going fairly well, actually. You know what? I think I can even risk building a spaceport out here. Yeah, let's go right here. Fantastic. Mark. Alright, so we have quite a bit of science going right now, 365. And all of our cities are doing fairly well. I've been trying to kind of slowly, bit by bit, raise production. I've been purchasing lots of builders, making sure that, you know, all our relevant resources are updated, and we're taking advantage of them. Using our unique sort of industrial era golden age bonus, campus district science adjacency bonus provides production as well. So given that, say with Perth right here, our science production is at a +10, so our production bonus for the city is also a +10, which is what is enabling our cities to be so good at just making things. I have researched quite a bit. As you can see, I'm very far ahead of even the next highest AI, which is Cleopatra in this case. And I am rushing for the Mars colony. So in fact, I'll go ahead and select it, and I should have that. I should have the technology in 11 turns, and then pretty quickly after that, I will launch the colony. Um, I've been just repairing all the structures that were damaged. But I think that that's actually going pretty well. Yeah, see, so a flood barrier will basically, when the sea levels rise, a flood barrier will protect that bit of land from going underwater. And if you want to take a look at sort of how we're doing environment-wise, if we go right here to this sort of picture of a cloud called World Climate, we can see how everything's going. So far, CO2 levels have risen. We are the top contributor. In fact, we've contributed the vast majority of CO2 levels. And if we go to that specific tab, we are the only contributor, in fact, by massive, massive, massive amounts. And so, basically, we're just being a little bit proactive. We're still very far ahead of the curve here. 0 meters risen, half the sea levels. Oof, that was not a sentence. Global temperature has risen a little bit by 0.1 of a degree since the ancient era, but you know what? That is a risk we are willing to take because pretty soon we are going to be getting off this gosh darn planet. And yeah, so far that is it. I will... Okay, well, you're on a different continent. I'm not afraid of your military. Goodbye. Yeah, so in just 5 turns we will complete the Earth satellite, and I will probably get back in touch with you once again when we are completing the launch Mars colony wonder. Just sort of to give you a brief update. But from here on out, we were careful to build our science very deliberately early on, and so now what we have set up is essentially a runaway train. There is... I don't want to say that there is no stopping us, because if everybody declares war and starts nuking us, we're not going to do super well, but for now, given the state of things, I think it's pretty safe to say that we are in a winning state. And so I will make sure to show you how we are doing once we are even further along in our science victory. Alright everyone, welcome back once again. Things are moving right along. We have just discovered smart materials, which allows us to launch the exoplanet expedition. It will basically be our capstone in our scientific victory, as it wins us the science victory once it returns. So now, basically from now on, the rest of the tech tree, I don't want to say that it's like useless to us, because there are legitimately quite a lot of like nice bonuses, but for now all we are focusing on is getting Perth production and trying to complete space race projects in other cities. So for instance, Toowoomba is about to finish its spaceport next turn, and Hobart has indeed already finished its spaceport. So what we are going to be doing is basically completing these space race projects in other cities in order for us to win as quickly as possible. See, we've already completed the base step. No one else is even close. So for now, we are focusing on launching the moon landing, which is right here. It's going to give us a one-time culture bonus once it's completed, equal to 10 times our science output. And our science output is massive, so we are going to receive a whole lot of culture. Yeah. That is going to be our focus for now. Almost entirely. I'm going to construct some spies, just sort of to keep better tabs on our neighbors here, in case they start planning on our demise. Alright. Let's see. Does this place need anything. Flood barriers, yes, quite a few. Let's make sure those are in place. World climate is still doing fairly well. We've been very speedy with our science production, which has allowed us to get really far ahead of the other nations. Do not approach the sun god Amun-Ra. Okay, whatever. I think Egypt is going to get very mad with us once we launch more and more of our obviously glorious space missions. Alright, yeah, so far that is the plan. I will see you back here again in 9 turns once we launch the moon landing. And we will once again start work on all the other components of our scientific victory. Welcome back once again, ladies and gentlemen. We are 1 turn away from launching the moon landing. And I have to say, things are getting just a little bit dicey. Christina of Sweden is at 12 out of 20 diplomatic victory points, whereas we are still quite a ways away from completing our ultimate goal. Hopefully that's going to be not too big of a problem for us. I am very confident in Perth's both science and production output. There we go. We'll launch the moon landing. Off goes the rocket. Fantastic.
When they are preparing.
Alrighty. We have just received a massive boost. Yes, let's go ahead and make a nuclear power plant in here. Actually, can we buy the nuclear power plant, really? We can. It's going to be expensive, but we can do it. So we will. And then we are going to build a Big Ben here. Yes, terrific. Let's take a look down below. Manhattan Project launch Mars colony. 17 turns. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. That is as fast as we are going to be able to get it. Also, the World's Fair competition has been enacted. Really, I'm just hoping that Christina loses this one, because she is already way too close to a diplomatic victory than I would like, and we are way too far away from a victory of our own. That's fine. We'll fully upgrade Pingala. Terrific. And now, ooh, we get to choose a new military policy. Our gold is already pretty high. Our science output is insane. It could always be a little bit higher, but I don't think that at this point it would be worth it for us. I think really what we need is to make sure that we are producing, right, literally as much production as possible. So what we will do is get rid of Charismatic Leader, keep Merchant Federation, and apply Industrial Zone Bonus, and if only there was a military policy that would increase our production when completing space race projects. I believe that such a thing exists. I even vaguely remember employing it once, but for now we'll have to stick with Levée en masse so that we keep our gold production per turn as high as possible. There we go. Oh, see, that even our plus 100% industrial zone adjacency bonus has taken 3 turns off of Mars colony, which is always nice. So I guess I will see you all back here in 14 turns when this thing is done, unless Christina wins before that, in which case that is when you'll see me instead. Alright, see you soon.